Oh.
Welcome into the SummerTree Sports Podcast. I'm Elijah, along with Braden and Hayden. We are coming at you today with a little bit something different. Today, we're going to run our podcast, and while we are recording the podcast, I'm going to play a game of Madden as the Titans. Hayden and Braden have already played as the Titans.
I just would like to introduce everyone.
Go ahead and say what scores were.
I just want to introduce everyone to my friend here, Bick Dutkiss.
Yeah.
He's the best
Bick
player.
Dutkiss.
He's an agile. Is what
He's an agile.
That's what
agile. What?
I
If
don't
you
know.
notice, agile.
He's just an agile.
He really works on his abs, but he doesn't really work arm day.
That is super impressive that he can be like 350 with a 12 pack.
You can't tell his number here, but
my.
it's 69. Obviously.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so what was y'all scores of your Madden games?
I played first, and we put on all Madden or all pro, not all Madden. That's really hard. All pro, nice. And we were like, hey, let's see if we can beat Lamar Jackson, or if I can beat Lamar Jackson on all pro. Anyways, long story short, started out with me getting absolutely wrecked on the goal line by Lamar Jackson, but I ended up winning 51-7.
Saints are in 93.
51-7 made Lamar throw
So OP.
5 interceptions. 2 of them were pick six by Adoree Jackson. What about you, Hayden?
I lost by 7 points to Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I also kind of blew the fourth
I'm
quarter.
gonna play the Buccaneers.
Your management was.
I'm gonna play the Buccaneers.
It wasn't as bad if
That's respectable, I guess. Are the Buccaneers good?
I mean, there's.
Do you have to accept it for me? Why can't I advance?
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Okay,
for
thank
it.
you. Gotta change the.
You want to play on the keyboard?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it a fourth quarter meltdown. It just wasn't really. I had not the game sealed, but I had the game well in hand.
Can you turn
roughed the
that
kicker.
down? That sounds really loud. Is it just loud in our?
Whatever. You can do whatever you want. It'll be fine over here. But yeah, I ran into the kicker, and that was kind of when it all went downhill.
And then you threw a panic throw and.
Yeah, that one.
Should
Was
I
pretty
play
bad too.
not at the Titans
so-
Stadium? I think I'm gonna play somewhere else.
No, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, Azteca.
Make sure you're.
Tottenham.
So how we did it with
7.
We did it with clear skies. We did 6 minutes, and we did an accelerated clock off. You can play with 7.
We did 7 minutes.
Oh, did we do 7 minutes?
He did.
Oh, okay.
Wait, did that say? Oh, close.
Oh, we did. I did put it up to 7 minutes.
That's why I did it, because you changed it.
Where should I play? Raiders?
Care?
I don't know.
It doesn't
Play
matter.
it like if you're gonna beat the Titans, like either do it at like a neutral or the Titan Stadium.
Okay. Let's play in.
Estadio Azteca.
Let's
play at Wembley.
All right, just do it. I don't care. Just
Hey, dude, calm down.
play
Did
the-
y'all play simulation?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I usually play competitive.
Oh,
Ooh.
I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah. What is the difference of that?
I don't know.
Anyways,
Anyways,
don't know because you're a crazy.
wow, that
bitch.
is
Rhonda.
a huge stadium. How many people fit in Wembley
At
Stadium?
least 5. Wow.
10.
That's safe to say.
Wow.
I did not want the ball first, but
Well, you got it.
Aren't the Bucks kind of gross looking?
I like their new uniforms that are actually their old uniforms.
What they're wearing right now, I don't like.
I like the
white?
all charcoal. So what's been going on in y'all's life with sports?
Sports. There's no sports going on right now. What are we talking about?
NFL's in a week, 6 days, as a matter of fact.
Is it? Oh yeah, the 10th.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
So Thursday night is the Texans and Chiefs.
Yeah. I'll be in the middle of class, but I'll be silently watching and rooting for the Chiefs.
Man,
Yeah.
That's 2 good starts, 2 good runs right there to start the game.
Do what I can.
Is it all Madden? I mean, all pro?
Yeah, all pro.
Yeah. So you start off. So once you get there,
Let's go.
here, hit pause real quick. I'm gonna mess with some settings here. Turn this down just a
Exits out the game and makes you play a harder opponent.
Yeah, play on all Madden. I just switched to all Madden for him. Right.
Oh no, please don't do that. So yeah, life's been good. We had a baby 3 months ago, little girl Maddie. What's been going on in y'all's life?
We went on a cabin trip this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool.
Well, that's cool.
I like that.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We almost got in a huge fight over.
I didn't know if you were gonna bring it up,
fishbowl.
but now that it's
Thanks, Jim.
yeah.
Not really. It wasn't. I mean,
If it wasn't for Jim, we
We're over
would
it.
play just fine.
hey, listen. But it got.
Good heavens!
It
I'm
made
proud
us
of you.
closer as a group. We're like
Yeah.
pure family now because we argued and got over it.
Yeah, it really wasn't a big. It was like over.
How do y'all deal with like
Margaret
when I
Hatcher.
when I fight? I want to like fight. Oh no!
Oh,
Whoa! When I fight, I want to fight with someone and then like just cuss each other out and then be like, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm just kind of like.
it wasn't. It just wasn't like that. You know what I mean?
It was like everybody was frustrated, but nobody was like mad.
No one was mad at someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was just kind of like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Okay,
The only thing I
Darrington.
was frustrated at was like
He's
I didn't
fast.
want to stop playing.
He's real fast.
You did want to stop
I
playing or
didn't
didn't?
want to. I just wanted us to get over it and keep playing.
But at that point, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
can we still play
But the
this?
thing
yeah.
that you came up with was really fun.
Oh yeah, we played
Well, this is too easy. You got to pick another team to play against.
Wait till they get on offense. Oh, I'm in the zone. I'm running. I don't even know what
got
play
on
I was
the zone.
running.
Jeez. Yeah, I couldn't get my run game going at all. But we played like whose line is it anyways, basically.
Oh, that's fun.
It was a lot of fun. I had a good time with it.
What?
See, I never got my run game going. It was bull
You
pucky.
never did.
I couldn't do
Derrick
it.
Henry 2 OP?
No, he's so
apparently
much
not.
fun.
Apparently freaking not, because I couldn't get him going.
See, at halftime, I only had 50-something yards with him, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to focus on getting him
Some already
going.
got 51 yards on one drive.
So, the NBA is back. I watch the NBA. They hate the NBA. I think it's actually been pretty entertaining.
I heard John Morant got Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, John Morant got Rookie of the Year. Shout out the boy.
That's
John
cool.
Morant, obviously. What makes me so mad is that he was one vote away from being
Unanimous?
unanimous.
Oh.
And
I want to
one
know the
person-
guy that voted against him.
Well, and there are some other guys that I'm like, okay, I could. Oh man, there's some guys that I'm like, okay, I could see like maybe a vote here, but the one vote went to Zion, and he was hurt the majority of the season.
Yeah.
So that was really
I
frustrating.
think he's just going to get a vote because it's Zion. You know?
Yeah. There's some pretty good series going on that a lot of people didn't expect. Why is LaShawn McCoy starting?
They don't have the updated roster, so you don't have Fournette yet.
But still, I kind of thought Ronald Jones would be starting over
Trust
him.
me. Oh, that's Ronald Jones right there.
But yeah, so let's go!
Pick six.
I hate this. You guys suck. I got one
dead leg.
pick.
Oh, dead leg. You got a dead
How
leg.
about dead leg?
Down on the stick
Down
instead of.
on the left.
Oh,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know that was called dead leg. I thought it was like.
That's why I did Lamar. and
Anyways, so
he died.
I think it's been pretty entertaining so far. I think these second round matchups will be pretty good. The Clippers blew out the Nuggets last night, and then the Lakers play the Rockets tonight. And I think that might be a pretty good series, but also, shouldn't have juked. I also think it might not be as good as some people think. I think I lost yards on that.
Are we too much in the way?
I don't know the.
Are we too much in the way?
Maybe a little bit. Mess with it.
You can move me us to the. Can you move us to the bottom right or no?
No, I'll move us. Yeah, in a sec.
Anyway, sorry.
Finish your thought.
Sorry.
Thought.
So, I think the Lakers are still the favorites, but they kind of got to get some of their shooters to get going. LeBron James is not a shooter, so you kind of got to space the floor. But I think it'll continue to be good. I think
Is that controversial to say that he's not a shooter? Because when I think of LeBron James, I just think him scoring a whole bunch of points.
well, he's a good scorer, but he's not a shooter. Like, he's just a freak of nature that can. I mean, he can. Don't get me wrong. Like, he can score however he wants. because he's
But it's not like
6'8",
it's not like
275.
Steph Curry just.
Yeah,
going
he's
there.
not. Yeah, we wouldn't label him as a shooter. But I think it's pretty entertaining. Luckily, we get the NFL back pretty soon. The biggest stories there. Leonard Fournette gets released by the Jags, which I didn't like totally get that. I guess that they kind of thought like he was not a good culture fit. So I
feel like didn't he like say stuff last year about being unhappy there? Like, kind of very
That's all
subtle.
Jags players, so
Tom Brady just tried to
balling
scramble.
out there.
Yeah,
Oh my
no, I
gosh.
tried to come at it, but yeah. So he gets released. I guess nobody wanted to trade for him because the Jags kind of floated his name out there. I guess nobody wanted to trade for him because I kind of feel like they felt like if they traded for him, then they were going to have to pay him. And so he ends up getting released by the Jags. Some good teams are courting him. And, oh, dang. Did he get that? Yeah. And so some good teams are courting him. The Rams were interested. The Bucks obviously were interested. Who else was in the running for that?
I can't even remember at this point. You would think that maybe Washington would have been.
Yeah, so he ends up with the Bucks and Tom Brady and Gronk and Mike Evans and what's the other receiver's name? Godwin. Yeah. And so obviously a super good offense there, but I don't know how the carries will go. I kind of have to think. So they drafted Keyshawn Vaughn in the 5th round, and so on the roster they have Vaughn. Should I blitz or no? Nah. So they've got Keyshawn Vaughn. They've got Leonard Fournette now. They've got Ronald Jones, who I thought did a pretty good job last year. And then now, of course, they've got Fournette. Oh, he diced me up. And so I kind of think Shady is going to get the boot. I think he's going to get released.
I could see that happening.
He wasn't even active
for the Super Bowl.
He wasn't. I remember when they played the Titans, he wasn't active against the Titans. And so let's go. So I think he's gonna get released. There's another running back. I can't remember his name, but I think he'll get released. But I don't think that
if it's like blah 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 blah.
Him.
He got cut today.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
So I was right. Way to go. So I think that Shady will get cut because I don't see them cutting Keyshawn Vaughn after them spending. I mean, a 5th rounder isn't like that much, but you would expect a 5th rounder to make the team, I would think.
Sure.
Did you get that? I don't think so.
I don't think you did.
Let's go. Oh, they're going for it. Dang it. So,
dude, you won't.
I did it.
You won't.
Buccaneers are too easy. Buccaneers are too easy.
Too easy.
Oh no!
You know what? The freaking
let's go!
Freaking Ravens are too easy. Apparently, just out there throwing interceptions and fumbling all the time. Hayden gets 1 interception.
I did it.
So, Fournette went to the Bucks. I think, are they the favorites in the NFC South?
I honestly, probably they're the favorites, but I don't see them doing as well as people think.
So you think the Saints are still the team to beat?
Probably. I'd say so.
Yeah, it's just, to me, it's like, I mean, you don't know exactly what you're getting with Gronk. He took a whole year off football, but you would think that, I don't know, like, what he did with the Pats wouldn't be super hard to come back to, you know? Why did I not run
No,
it?
you're going to give it to Smith right here. That's what's about to happen.
Touchdown.
So I think that
Told you, man.
just, there's some things
Bucks have no defense.
I just don't buy into. Like people always hype people up. And I'm like, yeah, but there's still X. Like the Browns, for example. Like the Browns can play all they want on defense and all they want on offense, but they're still the Browns, and it's not going to take one offseason to make them better. And I feel the same way about the Buccaneers.
Out of bounds.
I don't care how much Bruce Arians has had success in other places. I don't care how much Tom Brady has had success. I just think that they're still the Buccaneers, and while they'll do better, they're not going to be world beaters like everybody thinks.
I think they'll probably go like 10-6.
I don't even think that. I
Really?
think they're like a 9-7 team. I think they're just going to have struggles in places that people don't really foresee.
Yeah.
And they'll lose games that are closer than they think, and I think that they're going to put up tons of points. Like, I'm buying into fantasy for them, honestly.
But to me, it's almost like there's not enough receptions and carries for everybody. Like,
Sure.
you've got, oh, thank God. You got Mike Evans and Godwin, who were awesome last year, and then you add Gronk into it. I don't buy the O.J. Howard hype anymore because I bought it for too long, and I was duped every time.
I wouldn't touch any of their tight ends, really.
Not Gronk?
No. I mean, maybe late round fantasy-wise, but they've got 3 good tight ends. O.J. Howard, Gronk, and Cameron Brate.
Yeah.
They're all good tight ends, and you're right that they're gonna have to spread the ball around a lot already, which usually, like, people they're like, they got to compete with this. Usually that actually opens up the offense, and typically does when everybody's doing well. Everybody's doing well. You know? But it can lead to some things like the tight end position just not getting enough points.
Yeah, and I think it'll be super interesting to see them because Bruce Arians has never really been able to protect his quarterback. Like, even back to Carson Palmer. Was he Andrew Luck's coordinator at one point?
I think so.
Andrew Luck.
Pagano had cancer.
Carson Palmer, Jameis, he's just never really been able to protect his quarterbacks. And so I'll be interested because Tom Brady's 42 now. You can't really afford to not protect Tom Brady.
But Tom Brady's also the best at mitigating that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he'll
Dink and dunk.
pre-snap, and he'll get the ball out super quickly. And you're right, he's probably one super bad sack away from just exploding. But it's
turning into
Tom
dust.
Brady. Yeah.
Remember a couple years ago when he was like, "Oh, I can control my body to basically shut that part of it off before it gets hit," and I was
Can
like,
you not? Look, you just.
"Okay, Tom Brady. Okay, Tom Brady."
It's like when someone's trying to give you a hug and you don't want to give them a hug. You just kind of.
Has that ever happened to you?
It's never happened to me.
Okay. Another thing I think.
How would you do it though if somebody?
I would just go like this, and I'd side it, and then I just go limp,
Yeah.
just like that, and I make that noise.
So I think the Bucks are a super interesting storyline to watch. Obviously, I think.
This is too easy, Hayden.
Yeah, it is so far.
It's fine. It's fine. Jesus.
So, didn't get in, did I? So I think, obviously, as Titans fans, the next thing that we're waiting on is to see the cookie crumble from Jadeveon Clowney.
It could literally be happening right now.
Yes. Does anyone have their
What's
shot?
going on?
Oh, got him!
I'll check the winners right now.
Yeah. So we're kind of waiting
There's a celebration.
We're kind of waiting on Clowney. Watch. I'm in on Clowney. I know some tight. Are y'all in on Clowney?
I feel like we've had him for the past 2 or 3 months though. Honestly.
Remember when they released the quick screenshot from Madden and Clowney was in a Titans jersey and everybody freaked out? I'm still holding on to that a little bit, but
it's already been done in ink. He just didn't want to do camp. That's a joke. I don't actually think that.
Like Big Beasley.
What?
Big Beasley. He's done in ink. He just doesn't want to do camp.
I don't even know what's going on.
fine.
that's the guy that just got released.
Yeah, he did.
So I'm in on Clowney. I want Clowney. My thing is I'm
I think
not
it'd be
in
great.
a.
I mean,
I want
I
Clowney
think-
until the Saints sign him. Then I'd never wanted him.
I think if you ever, I think if you're a sports fan and you're ever we have to win now, we're in win now mode, I think that's really dangerous. I think that's kind of what
Saints are there.
Saints are there, and the Rams, I feel like, were the ones that, I
Yeah.
remember us talking about, us talking, and I'm like, what are they doing? Like, they've got a young quarterback, they've got young wide receivers, and I remember you saying, Hayden, like they're basically in an arms race with them and the Eagles, and then neither of those teams were any good last year.
The Saints are in win now because they feel like they need to get Drew Brees a.
Well, I mean, yeah, the big question is quarterback after Breeze, right?
Yeah.
Jameis.
Yeah.
They got Jameis. But yeah, it's so interesting, like the teams that are in win now mode. And I think while Clowney definitely makes the Titans better, I don't think that pushes them to a Super Bowl necessarily. I don't ever think you're one guy away. You know what I mean?
For the most part, yeah.
I think I want Clowney, but like if they don't sign him, I'm like, okay, well,
yeah, I tend to
whatever. Not like I still want him, you know what I mean? But so, what are y'all's thoughts? Do y'all think that we have him and we're kind of just waiting on him? Oh, I should put someone back.
That's an interesting.
I think it's literally up in the air. And from what I tend to believe that it's between us and the Saints. And if I think that's the case, I think he goes to the Saints because they just unless it's a money issue, which it could be, they just offer more prestige, more opportunity to win a Super Bowl, and there's probably more hype there.
What the heck? No! He stepped out the back of the end zone. I should have let it go and taken it from the dang 50-yard line. All right, Derek, let's take it to... Oh! How did I...
Okay. Time out. Switch your play. Run that hitch.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Smith? No, it's not happening there.
X.
It's too late now. You gotta go upfield.
Oh my God!
You
Two rushes, negative 7 yards. So yeah, we're on Clowney watch. Yeah, I agree. I think the Saints kind of offer, even though the Titans made it way farther than them in the playoffs. I think that they offer maybe they've won more consistently than the Titans.
But do you think last year was really a blunder, or do you think they're getting to that point where they're figuring stuff out and getting enough talent?
The Titans?
Yeah.
Both. I think they've got a solid base. I think where the Titans lack are like just rushing the passer. I think that's the big glaring need. And I mean, obviously you want to make your team better however you can, and like we saw them signing Gutskowski, but I don't think there are any like glaring holes other than a pass rush.
Yeah.
So
like for years it was always the secondary. It was like the secondary.
Yeah, and then receivers
awful.
and yeah, I agree. And for a while, like it was running backs, and now that's not a concern at all. But I agree. I just don't understand how. Like I honestly do not get how the Saints could have any cap space to sign Clowney. What do they have? Like they are literally negative $70 million in cap space next year, right?
Yeah. And the idea is that Breeze will be gone. The idea is that people will restructure. But then they have to sign dudes like Lattimore. They have to sign Ramchick, their
right tackle.
Yeah. So
well, and then like it's so puzzling to me because then they go out and they give Taysom Hill $21 million over 2 years.
Yeah.
And then you sign Jameis to a 1 year. You sign Jameis to. Ooh, whoops! Didn't mean to pause that. Sign Jameis to a like $10 million deal for 1 year, and so I'm just like, I'm not Mickey Loomis. I'm not Sean Payton, but I just don't quite understand.
I am so surprised that you know the GM's name.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't even know it.
Yeah, Mickey Loomis.
Well done.
Thank you. I think I saw it online.
Oh, okay.
So, but I mean, I still knew it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think all these, especially Jared Stillman. Jared, if you're listening to this, you have the worst takes in sports. He keeps talking about how the Titans don't need to sign Clowney because he doesn't get sacks. And who are you going to get to make pass rush is an obvious need?
Yeah.
Who are you going to get?
Not Vic Beasley because he just died. He's
like,
dead.
I mean, you have Vic Beasley. Obviously, he's an unknown because
He just got injured in Madden.
he was
listening.
I know, he was late reporting to camp for no reason, like at all.
Yeah, there's a reason he didn't want to go to camp.
Well, yeah, but like you're not good enough to do that. You know, like
Yeah.
Clowney can do that and say like, yeah, nah, I don't really want to go to camp, and everybody's like, okay, whatever. But to me, I'm like, okay, Big Beasley's not good enough to do that. Anyways, so Yannick Ngakwe's off the market. Is Everson Griffin?
Yeah, he's been signed.
Yeah, so
By the
all there is left is
Cowboys?
Clowney.
yeah.
And
What about Marcus Golden?
don't know.
Did he get signed? But he's definitely not on the level of Clowney, I don't think.
And Clowney had his best year when Mike Vrabel was his defensive coordinator with the Texans. And I think that is something that needs to kind of maybe not be like talked about, but that's important
Yeah.
and that matters, you know.
Looks like Golden signed with the Giants.
The Giants.
Yes, but I thought that's where he was from, so maybe I don't know yet. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, so I want to kind of hear y'all's thoughts as well. I've been talking a lot, but yeah, I think I want Clowney. I think he makes the Titans better, but I don't get to make all those decisions. What are y'all's thoughts? Y'all want Clowney? Do you not? Why do you want him? Why do you not want him?
I want Downtown Clowntown. I'm a big fan of that, of getting that. Just because I don't think that he's a premier
Dot.
pass rusher like some of these other
You had
guys
Corey Streets.
Oh, did I?
in the league. But I think that, in other words, I think he's a little overrated, but he's still rated, you know? I'm like, I mean, the question is, our best pass rusher right now is Harold Landry, right? Wow, well done. Oh my god.
Oh, that was
That was such a weird route to take, and you still got it. I was expecting you to cut back up the middle.
This happened to me, that celebration.
I did it earlier with Tannehill. You missed it.
I did
I think we need to.
but-
I think we need to make him quit this and play a real team.
Bro, it's the same thing as you and the Ravens. You guys should all have to play the Chiefs. That's what I think. You guys should go out and play the Chiefs.
You're just scared of Mahomes.
That's hard. Mahomes scares me, okay? All right. But when my guy did it, the ball wasn't in his hand. So, like, he's doing and then I could just see the ball just, like, rolling across the floor. And I'm like, see, you guys get the cool celebration. For me, it glitches out, and Madden hates me. And that's why I lost, and you guys are winning. Anyways. Clowney. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, downtown, Clowntown, Pound
I
Town.
don't see a reason why you really wouldn't want him unless. I mean,
I get the money, but I'm like, okay, that rolls into next year, which we got to pay Jayon. We got to pay.
Dory?
Not yet. We got to pay Jayon and we got to pay Jonnu. And so.
Because we put the 5th year on it, Dory. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, we got to pay those guys. So, yeah, you want money for them, but also if Clowney can take you to the next level, which, again, I don't ever think that you're one player away.
Not me.
But I do think that like there's a lot of situations where, I mean, you're kind of not one play away, but he puts you in a darn good position to be one play away.
Well, and you think about the AFC Championship, if the Titans are fortunate enough to get back there next year, I mean, Clowney helps against Patrick Mahomes.
Just having that threat,
be Mahomes.
just having that threat of him like on that side of that line, it kind of helps your defense balance out a little bit because it's like, okay, you know, they're not gonna try to run it right at him every time.
Well, and they did a really good job containing Lamar, but when you have a guy that can throw it like Mahomes, who's also mobile enough to beat you, I kind of think of like a Russell Wilson type guy too. And so I'm like, okay, if you give him forever, he's going to take off and run like he did right before halftime last year in the AFC Championship game against us. And if you don't give him any time and you rush people, then he just throws it, throws it by everyone.
willy-nilly. I mean,
Oh my gosh, what a
honestly,
catch.
if you pencil yourself in for the AFC Championship, then you're penciling yourself in to take on the Chiefs at some point.
Yeah. Because
So
you
the
doubt
question
the
is,
Ravens.
how do you beat Patrick Mahomes? And the answer is you have to take away an element and force.
Yeah,
him
you
to
got to
do
get
one
after
thing,
him.
which pass rush would be that we don't have a lockdown corner to like take away.
We have a good secondary, but not a
yeah.
lockdown.
I just think it's
Jalen Ramsey.
You can't take it. We can't
Stephon
take out
Gilmore.
Tyreek Hill.
I think that's where the thing is, where it's got to, if you take one thing out, it's got to be his legs, because you've got 4 receivers to throw to, even if they're not all great. I think shutting down his run game is,
Where do I
is
see
easier.
who they have in? Their personnel.
yeah.
It's easier done than trying to stop his arm, which I just don't think. That's more of a collective. You're relying on all your corners, all your safeties, whoever it is.
Swagger.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's any reason to say no against Clowney. I think he adds, just that extra element on our defense. At least gives somewhat of stability.
Nah, you didn't
to
get that. You didn't get that.
At least gives some stability to that defensive line.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only place that I can see that we're lacking.
Just be F5 and waiting for clown news.
I think. Oh man, I held so strong. I think the biggest thing is like people don't want to overpay for him, and I totally understand that. Like you don't want to give him $25 million for 1 year, not lock him down for a while, for 2, 3, 4 years, but also like $12 million.
Oh,
Oh well, I'm still gonna recover it.
yeah, this is man. I've actually recovered an onside.
I've
kick
never
one time.
recovered an onside kick
It
on
was
Madden.
so hype. It was against Trevor. Couldn't believe I won that game.
I'm taking the top off of it, boys.
Oh, lad. All right. None of this is happening. Okay, that one might happen.
Did you say?
So I just say you launch it to AJ Brown, Corey Davis. I mean,
He
now
has
you're-
107 yards.
Now you're not really in launch territory, but
This is what's about to happen. I'm gonna tell you what's about to happen.
what's gonna happen?
He thinks he's gonna be something super special here, like hand it off to Darrington, but he's about to fumble it. Watch. You watching?
With Derek and Nick in the
Darrington Evans because he's gonna give it to him and then fumble. See, look, there it is. Fumble. Oh, he's returning it. Touchdown.
Oh yeah,
Buccaneers.
your
Holy
screen glitch.
cow,
Just listening
that's
to this
insane.
somehow.
Your screen
Wow.
glitched. Oh my gosh. It's showing Elijah still in the Wildcat.
Wow.
Oh, he
Dennis
just fumbled it
Kelly.
again. Oh my God, you're losing. You're losing it. You're losing it.
Did you see they put Lawan on the right side and
Oh, they
Dennis Kelly's on the left side and Isaiah Wilson's playing guard?
Run left.
That's cute and interesting and dumb.
Run left.
I wish that they would make long snapper stats because they always make Bo Brinkley just a bad tight end.
And I always release him because he's
Yeah.
getting paid like $2 million.
I want it to be realistic. I want long snappers are people too.
Are they?
I think so.
So, kick a 50-yarder here.
Don't miss it.
I didn't.
Run into the kicker. It's the best strategy.
Buckets.
No one ever listens to my strategy.
So anything else y'all want to talk about that we haven't? I mean, we've only talked about like 2 things.
I think. What do you guys think about? So, like, obviously the Patriots are losing a ton of stuff, but what do you think about Cam Newton being named the starter? And do you think he gets like kind of a
Well,
revival
Bill Belichick
there?
put him in everyone in a spin zone and was like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that to anybody. I didn't say that he was the starter. So everybody's like, okay, Bill. Everybody knows he's the
He
starter.
said it in a team meeting apparently. So
Yeah, which now Bill is furiously trying to find out who leaked that because he's like, well, yeah, I'm killing you
He's
now.
like, I'm gonna put you on the COVID list,
Yeah, you're not
even if
playing.
you don't actually have.
You're not playing this year. You're just not playing this year. I think they'll be okay. I think they have the same problem that they had last year, and they don't have enough weapons. And like your best receiver is Julian Edelman, who's good, but you also need people around Edelman to make Edelman better. You know, like you need a
Like
Josh
Mohamed
Gordon.
Sanu.
but he wasn't even good last year.
And he got cut.
Yeah. And so you've got, like, you need a Josh Gordon or Antonio Brown to make him way better, you know?
Yeah.
I tried to intercept it.
It's gonna be rough, but you know what?
I don't think they'll win their division.
Well, I was gonna say their division's bad enough where they could win it, though.
I think the Bills are better than them right now.
Yeah, probably. I would like to beat the Bills. That's one of my main goals this season.
Bills
We play them, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, October 11th. Beat the Bills.
What is your mad at the internet?
Oh, so I'm mad at the
moment.
internet always, but I just never it's never good to respond to people on the internet because they're all just kind of bubbling idiot.
Yeah. Remember the guy I was telling you about?
So I'm mad at the internet because so we all are on Reddit, and I was
Despite Reddit's best efforts.
I was really frustrated because I subscribe to this one Reddit called Ultra Running. It's about ultra running, something that interests me, something that at some point I would like to do. And so there's this marathoner who ran like 2:06 or something for a full marathon. He holds the half marathon American record, Ryan Hall. He's amazing. But now he lifts a bunch. He doesn't hardly run. I think he said he's ran like 5 times in 2020, which is less than me.
More than me.
But then Ryan Hall comes out and he's like, yeah, I'm going to enter this 43-mile race off no training. And this post basically from this guy was basically like, this is so ridiculous that Ryan Hall would come out and just say he's going to go run 43 miles. It's disrespectful to ultra running. And I'm like,
How? Why?
he's saying because like so many people put in so much effort.
Okay.
And he just comes off the street and can run 43 miles. I'm like, bro, if he can run 43 miles
Yeah, that's not his
on no
fault.
training,
That's not his fault.
yeah,
Why are you
that's
mad about
unbelievable.
that?
And it's gatekeeping at its finest, which
How
is
dare he?
Yeah, how dare he have been so good at running for so long and put so many miles on his body that now he thinks he can just come out of retirement and run 43 miles. How dare him?
What a butthead.
So what are y'all mad about the internet?
I had it so the other night. I was watching the Braves game and they were playing Washington, which is
So you have been watching sports. Braden tried to tell me that sports wasn't back.
bro. I've been watching baseball.
Baseball's not even a sport.
I didn't watch UAB in Central Arkansas.
Did you watch Central Arkansas and Austin Peay?
No,
Oh, I did. Not all of it. I fell asleep.
wasn't it on It was on ESPN, wasn't
It was on ESPN 1.
One.
Yeah.
The number one.
Guys,
I don't even remember. I was doing something. I
won.
can't remember. We were at the cabin. We can get the TV to work. Remember?
I'm going to play with your yard, the yard.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go.
Hayden didn't win.
It's Big Duck Kiss.
Big.
Okay,
that
so-
is. Anyways,
Okay, keep going, yeah.
I was watching the Braves game and it was like it was a 10-0 game in the second inning. Braves went on a tear. And
It was what score, sorry?
10-0 in the second inning. The Braves were on a tear. We were up huge. Was it Washington? No, it was the Phillies, sorry. And we just got this guy that I forgot what his name was. He came from the Orioles. He was a pitcher, and we literally signed him the morning of. We traded him. We traded for somebody for him. And he came in, pitched that night. They got him that morning, so nobody really knew anything about him. He pitched, I think it was the third inning, and he
Oh, breaking news!
This is it's not
Brent Doherty.
super official, but Brent Doherty, he's a
Radio guy.
local host here for the radio, so he's pretty credible. But he just tweeted, "I'm hearing that Clowney will be a Titan as early as this evening. Hashtag Titans. Hashtag Clowney watch." So
Let's go!
it's nothing official yet, but that's pretty
that's pretty
close to
credible.
it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Anyways, so it's the third inning. Braves are up 10-0, right? No sweat. You're like, yeah, it's whatever. This game's over. Well, 1 out in the third inning. You've got all of a sudden Phillies have four runs, and I'm kind of like, okay, like this is a little sus, and they're hitting the ball really well, and they got 2 guys on base, it's 1 out, scored 4 runs, and so I'm like, okay. To me, I just kind of like put in the game thread. I was like, all right, I think this experiment's over. Let's get him out and get somebody that we know in, like that we know can produce right now.
Okay, I got a squad.
And so this guy comments, and he's like, why would we take somebody out in the 3rd inning of a 10-run game? I said, well, because it's not a 10-run game anymore. He's just let up 4 runs in a row, and they're hitting really well right now. So just go with somebody else. He just doesn't have it. It really wasn't like
how big he is.
It really wasn't like a shocking, like,
let's go.
It really wasn't like a shocking comment,
Yeah.
And so he comments back something. It's only 4 runs. It's not that big of a deal. Well, while he was commenting that, he just let up a 2-run triple or 2-run double or something like that. So it was 10-6. And I was like, okay, 6 runs in the 3rd inning, that's kind of bad. Let's take him out. And I was like, and I kind of commented back, you were saying, and that I guess just absolutely ticked this dude off.
He freaked out,
dude. I don't know if he was like just some old dude set in his ways or just whatever.
Yeah.
I don't freaking know. But anyways, he began to just like, that's a dumb argument, blah blah. Well, I laid out my argument like, okay, the Phillies, loud contact right now, which what loud contact means. It doesn't mean like it actually sounds loud. It means that they're hitting very well and they're not missing anything really. And so I was like, loud contact in a division rival that we're up like only 2 games on.
That wasn't good.
He's letting up 6 runs in the 3rd inning.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like those are all plausible reasons to take a pitcher out.
But that's not a reason.
And by the way, like, Jake Arrieta was pitching for the Phillies, and he got pulled.
Shelled.
He got pulled as soon as he started letting up runs, And anyways, the guy argued with me for about an hour, saying that I wasn't making an argument, that I was just whining. And basically that went back and forth. And I was like, what do you mean I'm whining? What do you mean? He's like, well, you're not making any points. I'm like, what? You can go back and read the comments. Well, post what you said. I'm like, we can literally.
This guy?
I don't know. I'm like, dude, you can literally go back and read it. And I just kept on. And then I don't know. It was just a whole deal. It just really frustrated me because I was like, because he kept telling me that I wasn't arguing with him. That was, and I was like, or I wasn't making an argument. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, 2 people stating 2 differing opinions is an argument. That's like what the definition of an argument is. And anyways, at the very end of it, he was like, I basically was like, look, man, I was like, like, just because you don't agree with what I'm saying doesn't make the points invalid. They're still points.
Yeah.
They're still like that side of that argument. He was like, it's okay, dude. I disproved your argument anyway. I'm like,
this guy had to have been like 55.
I don't know. I was like, how did you disprove it? There was no outcome. Like, I told him earlier in the conversation, because he kept saying that over and over again.
Yeah.
I said, the only way you could prove either one of us could prove anything is that they would stop the game and say, Braden, we're going to take your strategy and see and play a whole 9-inning game and see how it works out. Then we're going to take your strategy and play a whole 9-inning game and see how it works out. Literally, that's the only way.
It's a pretty ridiculous argument to say this guy's given up 6 runs. We shouldn't pull him.
Yeah, and so
I think
anyway,
Hayden,
at the
not
very
a big baseball fan, but like somebody gives up 6 runs, it's like, all right,
it doesn't matter what inning it is.
It
It doesn't matter what inning it is. He was like, it's only the 3rd inning. I was like, doesn't matter. Like,
oh, did you see that snipe?
Being the 3rd inning makes it even worse.
Yeah.
And so like, anyways, he at the very end he was like, it's okay, I disproved your argument anyways. I'm like, how did you disprove it? There was no outcome. He's like, because I won the debate. And that was the last comment he said.
Bro, that's Hayden debating tactics right there. Yeah, I won. Yeah.
But the funny thing was, so this argument went well into the 8th inning of this game. The funny thing was, he was still arguing with me that my like strategy wasn't what would or should happen, even though they pulled the pitcher in the 3rd inning. So all this to say, like, You're stupid. You're dumb.
Uh-oh.
Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? What?
Hey, y'all, I'm pretty good at this yard thing.
It's because you're playing as my guy.
Hey, boy, I'm going for a
so
3
bad.
point
I also don't
conversion.
appreciate
Oh,
that
why-
they didn't give him his outfit.
Yeah, why is his outfit?
I don't know.
I hate that. It's the worst.
69.
They're probably like, we can't show that to kids.
Go!
Uh-oh, what are you doing here? You better do some type of juking or something.
I just hate the internet. That's basically me. I just don't like them.
Oh!
Have you ever done that juke where they go behind their back?
Yeah. Every time you juke, I think they do it.
Oh. I haven't played the yard, so I don't know.
This is pretty fun, y'all. And it helps that I'm winning. I wouldn't like it if I wasn't winning. Y'all, so Clowney is going to be a titan.
Seems like it. But also, Brent's a big homer, so maybe he just saw something and kind of ran with it. But you
Yeah,
never
but he
know.
has sources.
Yeah.
Like, it's not probably completely baseless, like we were saying. Wow. Anybody else tweeting about it?
I'm looking right now. I don't really follow a lot of people. I
Jadavion.
only follow like a couple of people.
Is it Jadevion or Jadevian?
I say Jadavion.
Jadevion.
So I'm probably wrong.
What's for dinner tonight? What are y'all having for dinner tonight?
Some chicken pot pie.
Ooh, I
I don't
love
know. Sarah literally just texted me, said dinner is in a to-go box. I'm going to be doing homework.
Oh, man.
All right.
What is it?
I'm gonna have pizza.
I don't know.
I think, and maybe beer.
Bro,
Pizza's-
that's a good, like, you have a good, like, strategy. Like, you have a good setup right now. I mean, I know you miss your wife and your kids, but also you get to kind of just be a bro for about a week without
Yeah, what's
anybody.
that like?
Shut up.
That is my life.
Shut up.
You have Rooney, so
Bro, I gotta take care of him.
Bro, punter cost me $160 something at the vet the other day, but it's okay.
do you know how much Judah cost me?
A lot more than that. Go!
Look at him go.
Go!
Look at him go! Oh. What are you doing, Mad?
He was gonna get caught.
What are you doing, Mad Lad? But you lost yardage.
I know. Well, I thought, this guy.
I really kind of no, never mind. I'd get so frustrated. I was gonna say I really kind of want to play one of you guys, but I know I'd get
In
so
this?
frustrated. No, just like in Madden in general.
He's pretty good. Which
Y'all-
Montgomery is that?
David.
They made him good?
What do you mean? He is good. The running back for the Bears?
Is he?
He's their starter.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of people that start. Antonio Andrews started for us, so I don't want to hear that.
Kyle Fuller.
What's homeboy right there doing?
He was guarding against the pass. Anything else we want to talk about before we go? How long has it been?
It's been 47 minutes and 40 seconds. Guys, let's talk about one thing and one thing only. And I'm gonna keep stalling until I figure out what it is that I want to talk about.
Hey,
All right, well hurry.
pretty
Let's talk about
'Cause I gotta pee and I gotta call my
how
wife.
much Braden has to pee right.
Oh, I won. I won.
Did it.
I have to pee so
Just
bad.
ended.
I just have to. I have to.
There
pee.
we go.
Yeah,
That's
you get
what I want
three.
to see.
You get 3 drives.
Okay.
I have to
I
pee
balled
so
out.
I
bad
smell interesting.
that I have to pee.
So as of right now, do you recommend Madden?
I like it. I think it's fun. I think everyone that's complaining about it, sure, yes, absolutely, they could definitely revamp franchise and add some stuff. But gameplay wise, I think it's better than last year.
Does it look like he had a light in his butt? Not his butthole.
Bleep that out. Bleep that out.
If he flexes, it just breaks a light bulb in his
It's like it's a belly.
We gotta bleep that out.
It just looks like he has like a light in his belly button.
What about you, Brandon? You recommend Madden?
Yeah, I actually do. I haven't had.
Brayden hates Madden.
Okay, so yeah, I've like absolutely despised Madden, and I haven't had it in 3 or 4 years. But like playing it, it's like actually there's good gameplay. The YouTube videos that I watched, I was like, man, I'm just not convinced. After playing it and feeling it, and like just firsthand, yeah, I would recommend it honestly.
I wouldn't recommend it. Fix connected franchise mode. Madden's ass. Done.
You have to bleep that.
Done.
Oh, Hayden,
Wait, you really don't like Madden?
A word.
just start cussing, and so you just can bleep stuff
It's
out.
just all the same. It's just Connection. That's what I play for is franchise mode. I don't care.
And they
about
haven't
the
changed
yard.
it.
I don't care about
supposedly-
the franchise. I guess I kind of care about exhibition.
What I think I would be really
exact
into would be like playing with people on like my friends online. I'm not really too big into playing like strangers, but like if you or like Vinny or like somebody like that. Yeah, he's like free. He was like in the top 10 in the leaderboards like at one point.
I used to dog Vinny.
How recent?
In last year's game.
Really?
Ask him.
I used to cat him.
Yeah,
Used
I
to
went
dog
like
Vinny.
I think I went 3-1 against him.
Really? Because he was in the top 10 like of the online leaderboards at one point.
Yeah, and I played him with the Titans, so
Dang.
Titans are not super easy to play with, especially in that game because Tannehill was like a 75. But
You know what I really want? And
yeah, I
this is
think if
really-
they just revamp franchise, like they have to do so little things.
writing corny freaking.
Yeah, nobody cares about the
promos.
face of the franchise documentary thing.
sucks.
Like
It
we
could be
don't want
good,
the
but it sucks.
cutscenes.
NCAA never had it, but they did it perfect. Where it was like you
Bring
could
back
control-
NCAA football, you
Yes.
idiots. That's how we can honestly.
Fucking
I know that we're
right.
talking about like, hey, we can make up for a lot lost money in college sports. NCAA football is an easy way to make up for a lot of lost revenue.
Hayden's got something to say.
I would pay $100.
So
I would pay $100.
I would easily pay
part of the
$100
Big
for
Ten,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Are the Big Ten playing this year?
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
There is no
As of-
update, and there won't be for another year.
As of right now, now I did.
But
see
really, anything
they
could
were
change.
reconsidering it. They were reconsidering it.
Things could change so quick.
I seen it. I seen it.
Everything's negotiable. So
You know
I
what
mean,
else is negotiable?
What?
I don't know.
Jadeveon Clowney's
Just give you a
contract. He's gonna be a Titan.
Which he could be. As soon as we hit this, it could be announced. We
All right.
Fine.
Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the SummerTree Sports Podcast / streaming channel.
I gotta pee.
Thanks
I'm
for
out.
watching.
Toodles.
See y'all later.